What is good, Neo family? It's your boy Ray-Jay back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock, and why I'm still super bullish for the near-term and long-term futures, despite it being in the red right now. I know you guys have seen it in the red for so long, but I kid you guys not, I see some big moves coming ahead, especially after the big updates that are coming. I'm also going to talk about the overall stock market and the latest pieces of news and updates that can be affecting it. I'm going to talk about the latest pieces of news affecting Neo and why I am still very bullish for the end of the year for Neo, guys. I know you guys have heard this a lot, like I said, but they have some big updates, and I do think Neo Day is going to be huge, and they're not going to let us down. Now, before I do talk about Neo Day and the Neo tweets and everything like that, I do have to mention some very important things. First off, I'm not a financial planner, guys. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo, you're not only going to qualify for an iPhone 13 Pro giveaway, meaning you may win an iPhone 13 Pro, but you're also going to get up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get on with the video. So Neo is looking pretty okay right now. Even though it was a little bit in the red, it is basically growing right now and looking a lot better. We did see it dump a little bit down to $28 a share, but it closed at $30 flat, showing that it did test that level of support and it ended up holding up pretty well before I do see a lot of green for the overall market. Now, it did basically move with the overall market. That's something I do have to talk about Neo, which is why I am talking about the overall market. So check out the S&P, guys. It did dump like crazy down to about $485. It recovered a little bit, then dropped just quite a bit, but overall it's down about 1.06%, which is nothing too significant. It's normal for us to see moves like this, but it is up about 0.25% in the after hours. So I have to talk about the market first before I talk about Neo. Check this out right over here. It states, according to CNBC, that raising rates would be a positive event for the US economy. This is according to some very big analysts. Now, I do have to mention something very important. The Federal Reserve is raising rates, and it is good for the overall economy, but this may not be the best for the short term of the stock market. But Jerome Powell stated that the interest rates are not going to be risen too much in early 2022. They're going to start in mid to late 2022, which is a very good sign of relief, guys. I'm not necessarily scared for the market right now. I do think that in the long term, we could see a bit of a recession start. We could see a correction, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. We have to wait many months for us to really get there. Now, I also want to talk about Joe Biden, guys. He just signed a $2.5 trillion debt ceiling legislation. The US Congress has delayed the default until at least 2023. So even though this may not be good for the overall economy for the next upcoming, like, I don't know, 10 years, so to speak, for the long term, but for the short term, for the next 2 years, this is a good sign. They are delaying on the debt, pushing it aside. So this is kind of a relief for the overall market. So this is why the fear and greed index is slowly getting closer and closer and closer to the extremely greedy side, which I just think is a good indicator that we're improving. The situation is improving. And I do think that we did see the bottoms out, and we're going to see a lot of green coming up. So what I think is happening, guys, is the overall market is now going to be a lot more green than red. And that's a very, very good sign in my opinion, because Neo is just totally undervalued right now. Look at the 5-day chart. As you guys can see, if you look at the exponential moving averages, if you look at the RSI, if you look at the MACD, and all these different indicators, as you could see, Neo was dropping by some margin and currently is trading below its exponential moving averages, at least for the most part. It is kind of close to one of them towards a shorter time frame, but overall it's pretty down. The RSI is at 39.45, pretty okay, not necessarily the worst, but I think the MACD is about to average down, and we're going to see a very good recovery for the overall market. And I do think it's more probable we're going to see a Santa rally now than ever before, because of the fact that the market took punches to the face, guys. It took a lot of punches to the face because of what was going on with the Fed. And this did cause the market to dip the way it did. However, guys, I have to note something very, very important. A lot of the FUD out there has been cast aside by the Fed. They are offering a lot of relief. And I do think the market is going to have a pretty strong close. And I do think this is going to affect Neo as well. Even though this thing was dropping unexpectedly, like I said before, I can't promise anything, but I do want to note something important. And his Neo Day is coming up, guys, over the weekend, and I think it's going to be absolutely huge. I think Neo is going to have some big updates, and those could lead Neo to actually see some very big moves to the upside. This happens almost every Neo Day. And considering that the market is looking a lot better, I do think Neo is going to have a lot of green coming up from here on out. And here's the reason why. First off, let's just look at many different articles first before I talk about Neo's share price. As you can see, the Motley Fool reported that Neo stock is sinking this week ahead of a big event. Once again, there could be a lot of shorting going on, manipulation, and all sorts of other things. There are some people afraid of delisting and the SEC, what they're doing with China. And even though these things are going on, it doesn't necessarily scare me, guys. I think Neo's actually going to do really well in the future. And right now, guys, they're just trying to bring the price down because December 18th is almost here, and Neo has a very big announcement I'm about to talk about, guys. Very, very bullish pieces of news are coming. I also want to talk about this right here. It states that Neo Day could jolt Neo stock to life while threatening Tesla's Model 3 in China. Now, I'm not trying to say Tesla isn't a good company, but once again, the news looks pretty good, guys. This did make headlines, and people are talking about the fact that Neo has the ET7, the Norway expansion coming, and a lot of big updates that make me even more bullish. I also want to talk about this right over here. Once again, guys, this is a very big piece of news. I did report this yesterday. I need to remind you guys that it's now confirmed, and Neo actually tweeted about this, that Neo has a new model coming out. It may be the ET5. It looks really, really cool, and this could be a very big competitor for the Tesla Model 3 in China. Very, very good update, guys. I think it's going to be absolutely insane, and I think that it's them producing two different cars as once as they basically improve their factories in China. Very, very, very good signs for the overall market. Very good sign for Neo, and I'm super excited for what's about to come. So what do I think is going to happen to the share price? Well, check this out right here. Look at what NEO tweeted about. They're going to be unveiling a new model on December 18th at the NEO Day 2021 Hello World. Once again, Alan Walker is going to be there, and typically events like this attract a lot of investors. So if they have a new car coming out, their numbers are absolutely crushing it in terms of their quarterly earnings report from the past. I definitely think we could see a lot of upside because of that. Imagine if Tesla unveiled a new car. Imagine how investors would respond. No, I'm not saying that Neo is going to just go to like $50 a share like in like 10 minutes. That's probably not going to happen. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of upside right now. I think that a lot of people may have been a little bit scared because of the overall market and all this FUD spreading. But once the news comes out that NIO has a new car, they're going to be expanding, they're going to do all these great things. I think it's very probable we're going to have a really good run up, guys, to the mid to high 30s, if not to the 40s, very, very soon. And I do think that it's also going to be accompanied by a very good recovery from the overall stock market. As you guys know, the market is undervalued, at least a little bit compared to where it was before. And I do think the market is going to see a lot of green coming up for the next upcoming weeks. Once again, things are looking a lot better. Jerome Powell is a lot more hawkish, and this means that the market is going to most likely see good recoveries coming up. The good recoveries are going to be fueled by the Santa rally that we often talk about. The Santa rally is going to cause the market to most likely be in the green. So I do want to talk about both bearish and bullish scenarios as well. A bearish scenario would be NEO kind of stays in the $30 range before slowly starts stepping its way up. And if it doesn't necessarily do that, we could just stay within the 30s. That's like very unlikely in my opinion. I find it much, much, much more probable that we're going to see a lot more green on Monday. And I do think that NEO is going to have a big bounce regardless of what the market does. I'm very excited for NEO Day. So we just got to wait and see what comes out on NEO Day. I think they're going to be very big updates. And I can't wait to see what they unveil, guys. I think it's going to be absolutely huge. With that said and done, guys, I can't wait for what NEO has for us, guys. I'm super, super excited, guys. Get ready for NEO Day. It's coming tomorrow, and I just can't wait. So thank you. Be patient. Never give up, and I'll see you guys to the moon. Peace out.